Is what juicy?
I can't hear you.
That's an oddball question.
Can't hear you again.
That's an oddball question.
What,
Is it juicy?
what are you starting with?
Well, I have a question. You know, we got this presidential race going on, and there's one. I won't mention names because it's a presidential race and nobody knows who's running or anything, so I won't mention names. But one is calling the other a bigot, and the other is calling one a racist. So my question is, what's the difference between a bigot and a racist?
Well, bigot, I think, is all-encompassing, whereas racist, you're just sort of identifying not necessarily hatred, I guess, but some sort of prejudice against one targeted based on just race.
Yeah, I think being a racist is just against the color of someone's skin or their national origin. A bigot encompasses many hatreds.
Yes.
Maybe the gay and lesbian community, race,
women, children, animals,
Racism
cars.
or bigotry?
I would have to go with bigotry being probably. I don't know how you would, if it's worse or not, but I'd say because it includes. I think racism is part of bigotry.
It's kind of like a square is a rectangle, but a rectangle is not a square.
It's a conundrum. it's a conundrum.
Yes. I think in either situation, what probably caught your attention is that there could definitely, ooh, that's a new sound. There could definitely be an aspect of conspiracy involved in either.
Just the mere fact that one is calling the other, they're both calling
Hey.
each other different names.
Can't hear
They're
you.
both calling each other different names. Yet,
Who cares?
I love the sign
but they're the same thing.
that I saw on my way here.
I haven't seen it.
The Hillary Clinton liar liar.
I didn't see that.
I love it. I love it.
So that was my question.
Well, it's a good question.
I think I would like to just ask the fans, what do you think? What is bigotry? What is racism? Maybe leave a racist comment.
Hey,
whatever you want.
Or a bigoted comment.
Just define it in your words, in your opinion. What is it?
Yeah, we don't want to copy and paste from dictionary.com.
No, I don't want any Webster's textbook. I want specifically, what do you think that they are? I don't know if we did a really good job of defining it ourselves.
That's why we need some help from you, the fans.
Because we're not political.
No,
I mean, we are, but the show isn't designed for that.
no. That's why I didn't mention names. I'm just the only thing that I was wondering what the difference was between a bigot and a racist.
You know what's funny is there's been some bigotry tossed around in this room that might not have been aired. In the past, I might have been guilty of that, attacking a certain aspect.
I don't think so. I think that the people we have in this room are good people. They're conscious of what they say and what they think, and that brings us back to really the meaning of our existence, my existence for sure, and that's freedom of speech. We shouldn't be able to say things that are racist or bigoted.
Well,
Right.
you know what? I'm glad that you brought that up, the freedom of speech thing. It's not that we're the voice of freedom of speech. We kind of would like to be. That'd be great. But there's battle lines drawn, and there's two sides of it. You either get offended and want someone's life ruined based on based on being offended, or you're the one that's speaking out against people being offended and being pussies. I'd like to think that we're members of the side that says you really should be able to say just about anything you want, given the context of what you're saying. You know, I don't think you should just run around in a town that might not be as receptive to what you're saying. Like, we talk a lot of shit about Alabama football. We probably wouldn't go to one of their tailgates and say some of the shit. I mean, we would, but we'd know that we'd need about 30 people with us because it's going down for show.
So there you go. That would be bigotry. That's not racism, right? Or
no. That we're not bigot. That's not being bigotry. That's just saying, look, say what you feel, and quit. Everybody else should just shut the fuck up and quit worrying. Like, we've talked shit here about things we don't like, right? I got pretty ecstatic, as Mike Tyson would say, over ecstatic over the Ellen people calling her racist. But I'm not going directly to those people, and picketing outside of their house and saying you should be fired and your life should be ruined because you think Ellen's a racist. I'll just tell you you're an idiot.
Well, I have two things there. One, Southside, that actually would be racism because that is a whole different race of people.
Well,
that is a completely different group there.
As in, they're all from the same family, right? So is that racist, or
I think you were picking up what he was putting down.
Is that bigotry?
And also, I would like to say that, what I believe in is you should be able to say pretty much anything you want. Probably shouldn't, make threats on an airplane or something like that. I mean, that's just wrong. But
that's not what you feel.
No, but the big thing behind it is saying whatever you want, but you in return have to be able to accept the same from someone else.
Yeah, you're right. And what blows me away is the amount of shit that the Westboro Baptist Church got away with. And like, I hate to keep bringing up Donald Sterling, but because what he did, I mean, he did have a track record of like not accepting tenants because of if they were Hispanic or black or whatever. But all he did was kind of just say some shit in the privacy of his own home and was recorded, and it was like the whole world came crashing down on him.
In the privacy of his own home.
And these people will show up to a funeral of someone who just died serving their country and say all this crazy shit. And, people are, oh, that's bullshit. But you don't see a lot of people, like, calling for them to be disintegrated. And, like, you can't form as a 501c or whatever anymore. They're just like, they're just crazy.
I think we talked about this, and it was mainly because I said people are afraid of people like that. When you are a habitual line stepper and you really do not care what anybody thinks, people tend to go, yeah, you know what? They're okay. Let's just let that go because they're a little afraid of people that are like that.
I have to interject because there's an organization called the Patriot Guard that now stands at military funerals, especially when they hear that these Westboro beeps are going to be, protesting a funeral. They form a wall with flags.
Yeah, but that's cool.
Yeah.
But the point I make, that's really nothing to do with what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that Patriot Guard, if they formed a wall around the outside of that church and said, you're done. You're not coming out of your church. You don't get to fucking do anything anymore. It's like the Washington Redskins name. I mean, everybody has an opinion about it. It's forefront of the news. But this church gets to do whatever the fuck they want. Like, and
even on your soil.
You know what I mean? And like nobody was really fucking calling them out for it
People are afraid of that. I'm telling
Fuck them, though.
I agree. I mean, I fuck most people, really. But them, I agree with you. But I think the thing that I have to point out again is that the fear that people have. It's easy to grab a microphone or to get on the internet and type something and do whatever, and you hate something. But when someone doesn't really give a fuck what you think about them, and they just go, I know we're not supposed to be doing this, but we're doing it despite that.
Yeah.
I think people go, I don't know. I don't know if I really want to step in front of that.
Do you think that's why we haven't got a lot of negative comments?
Might be. I think people are afraid.
Don't be afraid if you hate us. Don't be afraid.
If you haven't picked up on it, we're actually trying to make some of you mad, so you will.
It couldn't be any more blatantly obvious through our irony that I know I'm disturbed and I need to be put in check, but it's never happened and it never will. So I just wait for the day that someone might have the opportunity to maybe do that, right?
So I guess we're opening it up again. I mean, so far this show is starting off amazing. Second opportunity for you, the fans. Get on there, make a comment, tell us what you think about us. If it's negative, hey, that's fine. We welcome any negative or positive comment. Just get on there, tell us what you think about it.
I just want to throw verbal fisticuffs. Verbal fisticuffs. Because it just, again, man, I don't know what it is about this moment in time with you just can't express yourself without nothing you say. Even if you're like, you know what, I love flowers. That's
a politically correct statement.
Flowers are just magnificent. Some asshole that's allergic to fucking pollen is gonna blog about how fucking much of an asshole you are.
Some people would like to like flowers, but they can't.
Right.
You insensitive bitch.
Yep. Yeah. Or like, I enjoy the smell of certain things. Well, some people are fucking nose deaf.
That's me.
And they can't fucking smell. So fuck you for being an asshole and pointing at. You know what I mean? It's just.
So if you have a dirty, stinking, shitty job that you need to have done that you can't stand the smell, Southside could do it.
Is it nose? What is that called when you can't smell? Nose. I said nose deaf. I don't know if I was being PC with that.
Nose blindness.
Nose blind.
Maybe nose blind. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what there's some air freshener commercial.
You've become the Febreze.
They call you nose blind. This is what you smell, and this is what your friends smell when they come over.
Right.
It's a pile of dog shit. But
hey.
Only metaphorically.
And I just have to. Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm like the king of fucking getting off topic, but that blatant false advertising in that commercial brings me to something that I've been thinking about all week, which will put into context why it is that I was all bent out of shape about the time that we were recording tonight. I was watching a fucking Pizza Hut commercial, okay? And it was like a family. They were all, the pizzas were all lined up. And what I noticed about them is that they were all dressed very nicely. They all looked really happy. And they were all very, very fit and thin people. And I just, for some reason, the thought crossed my mind. It's not really false advertising, but it's like false demographicing. Those aren't your customers, Pizza Hut, you fucking assholes. Fit, happy families aren't fucking eating your shithole pizzas. You know what I mean?
It's like we had going back a ways, a few shows back, and talking about the false advertising and what you see on TV and what you get, and these commercials are just like adding to the fatness of America. When you look at a burger on TV that's stacked 8 inches high with 3.
No,
greasy
that's not. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm
But-
talking. I'm
but
talking
they-
about
but-
even McDonald's, even those commercials.
No, I wasn't done. The person or persons eating those those big, gigantic, monstrous cheeseburgers are skinny chicks. They look like models, you know.
But even if they're not,
Like-
they're so happy biting into it.
And if you eat this, you're gonna get skinny and look just like these babes. So go on there, mama. Take your kids over there and get that big ass buggy.
And really, the people going in there are the ones that their belly is hanging out below their shirt. They're not ever going to be happy eating it because they're going to shit themselves about 5 minutes after they eat it. But you can't have that on the commercial. They wouldn't sell anything.
You know what though? I think they would. I think they fucking would. I think if one time, you know, Burger King or McDonald's or whatever were honest, or Pizza Hut, and just showed what it really looks like. I mean, you got the lady, the wife is like, Did you forget the fucking paper plates? Oh, great. Now we got to do fucking dishes, you moron. We're eating pizza. Where's the fucking napkins, stupid?
Yeah, why don't they just show what you really get?
Just
you go
chugging.
there, you go there and you buy it anyway.
Just
And
pounding
and
it.
it doesn't look like that. I mean, I've actually called Pizza Hut and said I want it to look like the one on TV. I said if it doesn't look like the one on TV, I'm going to send it back.
So when you lift it up
Yeah,
all the cheeses.
Right.
Just perfectly melted.
I want to know what I want to hear. I want to hear what the perfect commercial is. The reality commercial for. Let's go round table here, right? You pick the place and say this is what that commercial should be. If it was real, like with any establishment, even the Febreze one. You know, because they're like they're in a fucking dumpster and they spray this shit and those people are like, oh yeah, it smells great.
Yeah, they got baby diapers locked in a car for
see?
a week and spraying Febreze in there.
Where can we take this? You know, why don't you start?
Well, actually, today I was looking for a place to have lunch. Me and a group of fellas, and jokingly, I said, like, right as we were talking about where do you want to eat, I looked up and there was a White Castle, and I was like,
oh, bingo,
right there,
yeah,
right there. I want to eat 35 hamburgers right now.
the original sliders.
Yes, and so I guess the perfect commercial would be just a slobby mess of a person. Stuff all over them. They probably haven't changed in a week. They've got yesterday's lunch still on the front of them. And they
Stink
walk
like
in
shit.
there, and they look up at the sign, and they go, 10 burgers for like 3 cents. I think that's how much they charge. And instead of them pointing and going, yeah, I'll take that, they go, how many of those can I order? How many of the 10-piece bags can I order of hamburgers? And then unwrapping all of them, and you just see this pile of wrappers next to them as they're just fisting them.
They might be smiling in that commercial.
I
that
would
scenario.
think a pyramid of sliders
Ooh.
and set it there and just use your face and just dig right in. You know,
Tie your hands
Kinda
behind your back.
Kind of like pie eating. You know, just start digging right into the.
No,
Or
just
you
a
got
stack of them like this, and you open your mouth real wide, and you just stand up and bend over at the waist and go.
No,
It's
no,
the
you
whole
got
thing.
you got that Japanese and that American guy that do the hot dog eating
Yeah,
contest.
yeah.
And you got them taking
Kobayashi.
the buns off and putting them in the water.
Ugh. Okay, can I go next?
Go right ahead.
Okay. I'm gonna stick with White Castle because I want to do like a Seinfeld, that one Seinfeld episode where they start at the end and it works itself back to the beginning.
The marriage one. The
Yeah.
Indian marriage.
I think it's called like the revenge. Nah, not the revenge. What is it? The betrayal.
Yeah.
Yeah, the betrayal. So anyway, the opening scene is just like in CKY, where there's a camera in the toilet, and it's just somebody explosively shooting out shit into said toilet, and then it's like 5 minutes earlier, and they're sitting at the table eating one. That's telling the truth right there. You know what I mean? That's my marketing.
I'm going to go in a different direction and talk about
Politics.
no car leasing commercials and how misleading they actually are. You know, you can lease this car for $89 a month. Well, let's not, forget about the 45 lines of small print at the bottom of the screen, when you're watching the commercial that has all the things that are added into that $89, plus the disclaimers and the mileage limits and everything else that goes along with it. It's just a tactic to suck you in there and get you in there and lease a car. It's just
what's your commercial then?
And it could be the Ford Escort or something like that. I've seen
No, I'm saying, what is your reality commercial?
Oh, the reality of it?
Yeah, that's the game here. We're not. We've already picked on that. Yeah, we've already picked on that one. I'm saying. So in that scenario, what would your commercial?
Be your commercial to show
how it really works?
Well, first they need to show the car that you're going to get. Number one, for $89 a month, the stripped down AM radio, no air car.
You want me to tell you? You want me to tell you how that commercial would really go?
The guy'd be standing by the car, and this baby right here, $89 a month, plus $200 for mileage, and there's a maintenance fee that goes along with it. So here's everything, being right up front, with the whole thing, and see how many cars they lease out that way.
And by the way, you owe $10,000.
Here's how that at the end.
Here's how that commercial would play out in the judge's world. Guy opens up an envelope. He's sitting at his house, and that car's sitting out in the driveway, and you can the camera angle showing him like by his window opening the bill and seeing 89 at the top. Plus, and then at the bottom it was like 462, and he looks at that car, and the next scene is him driving it through the showcase window at the dealership. Right. There you go.
Here, you can have it back.
That's reality. Here's my $89. You can go fuck yourself for the rest of it.
I never signed anything saying I wouldn't do this. So.
Yeah, I haven't signed a damn thing. Oh, they're not going to let you have that car without signing for it. That's for sure.
Do you want to keep going, or? I'm having fun. This is like the funnest thing I've ever done. I really enjoy it.
Well, what else you got?
Let's see. I'm trying to think of what, the Buffalo Wild Wings commercials where they have, the guys are at the bar, and they're they're there for fantasy football, and everybody's happy and cheering because they extended the game, or how the stupid sprinkler thing comes up. And what would really happen in that commercial is that they'd be happy and all that, and they'd be whatever, and they push that button and something would happen and somebody got hurt, and then there would be a SWAT team comes barging in there with instead of SWAT on their back, it's NFL, and they all just fucking unload on everybody in that whole bar and murder them for what they did.
Oh, here's a good one too. That brings up a good one.
Kill them.
That
one went flat. That was terrible.
If you've ever noticed, and this is the unscrupulous part.
There's that word again.
When they show the burger eating commercials, They've got or Pizza Hut or whatever. They've got these skinny people opening their mouths bigger than the cheeseburger is, and chomping down on it. But when you see a beer commercial or an alcohol commercial, they never take a drink. They always have it, and they're all real happy. So my commercial would be for, like, say, Budweiser, and they're around the fire, having beers, and they're drinking and playing. They're playing beer pong, and then there's a couple of them in the back fighting, and there's they're
Somebody
actually
falls in the fire.
Yeah, falls in the fire, and actually what's happening at the party, instead of just happy and just standing there with
drink responsibly.
I was just gonna say, please drink responsibly
and
at
drink
the end.
responsibly.
Yeah. Go ahead and just drink. Just drink like you normally do. I want to go back to yours real quick, Judge, because I was thinking about this. So after that happens, not everybody is going to get killed. The two guys at the bar are actually going to make it out, but when they get home, their wives are going to be pissed that they were gone so long. They're going to be there's divorce papers.
Well, yeah, that is a reality.
It's like,
and won't believe their story.
Yeah,
either.
well, but this happened. No, you know what? This is the last time, Paul. Okay, this is the last time I'm going to be at home waiting on you. Dinner's cold now, and divorce papers on the table.
Wait a minute, you ate? You already ate? Where the fuck were you, Paul?
Call Johnny. He'll tell you. He'll tell you.
I was. Yeah.
Oh, you guys worked on that story.
Right.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
I'll find a hole in it somewhere.
And so Johnny, when he gets home, he's pissed because he's pretty drunk, and he just punches her in the face. He's in jail now. Like, that's the real story behind both alcohol and the Buffalo Wild Wings.
Hey,
we don't condone.
While we're on this subject, it's really funny because you can probably think of a million of these, and this isn't really one that's reality. But another thing that always bugs me, and it's Doritos. Look at the fucking bag in those, or any potato chips. Those bags are always perfect. It's a perfect bag. It opens. You can almost imagine not having anything on your knuckles when you reach in there, or
They show one guy or girl taking one Dorito and taking a little bite off the corner of it. Not reality. Reality is you put your hand in there and you grab a handful of that shit and you stuff it in your face.
And then
crumbs are going all over. It's all over your hands.
Yeah, it's all over your
shirt.
TV
remote.
Yeah. And then at the end,
real thing.
At the end, you pull the bag in a certain way to get all those crumbs down to the
and
bottom.
Then tip it up,
and then you dump it into your mouth.
That's the best part. The bottom of the bag.
I actually like to just break them up and leave them over time, so all that is crumb, and
just drink the bag.
I want to drink it as fast as possible.
You don't even chew; it's already chewed for you.
Right.
Yeah, that.
Speaking of fast as humanly possible, it just brings up I remember being at a comedy club one night, and you know how they have the minimums, the drink minimums.
Of course,
you have to have.
They got to make sure they pay the comedians.
Yeah. So, it's like an hour and a half show or something, and I was like, yeah, I'll take a bucket of beer. And they were like, oh, for the table. And I was like, no, that would be for me. And so they bring a bucket over to me, and I think like the other three people had a bucket between them. And I remember drinking, and the comedian coming on stage and looking over at me and going, look at this guy. He wants to get as drunk as possible, as fast as humanly possible. And they did the light where it came over on me, and it was the reality of the commercial. I mean, I was smiling, but I was like,
you're right, absolutely
chugging.
right.
I loved it. Oh, I was in the that was my 15 minutes of fame. I loved it. Boom. That was me. As drunk as humanly possible.
Real
as fast
commercials.
As I can.
That's what should
real
be on,
commercials.
They should be on TV. They should be real.
Yep.
The heck with the deceptive marketing.
But it's all deceptive.
You know what? To our commercials, I would stand up and salute. You know who would not?
Yeah. Well, who, Colin?
Colin.
Colin ain't standing up for shit.
No, he would not.
He's right on the point. It's just
He wasn't the guy to do it, is the problem.
You know what I mean? Like,
He wasn't.
you're a fringe fucking, at best, player. You had one glaring moment, and really it was just because of defense and Frank Gore. But other than that, I mean, come on. You're an idiot.
Definitely an idiot. If it would have been
Can I just
somebody good, I mean, this wouldn't be nearly as big of an issue.
Can I just admit something real quick, though?
Go ahead.
I don't think I'm the only one that does this. But when they have the national anthem being presented before these games, like when I'm there, yeah, I stand up and do the whole thing, obviously. But when I'm in the comfort of my own home, I mute it.
You mute it?
Yeah, I mute it.
I turn it up.
I'm sure you do. I'd mute it for two reasons. One, I want to save myself the embarrassment in case that person fucks it up. Because then I don't want to be embarrassed for them. And then the second is I like that we have a national anthem. I think it's cool, patriotic, and prideful. But that anthem is like 1700s style shit, and
Yeah.
I think that it could be updated
My exact,
to fit
my
fit
exact
maybe.
sentiment that it should
It's
be
an
updated.
embarrassing song. I mean, it really is.
It
It's
should
kind
be
of stupid.
updated. I think it should be updated, and the last words should be, what is it?
Brave.
The land of the free because of the brave, not in the home of the brave.
Yeah, because there's not a lot of brave people here. I don't think.
I have to completely disagree with both of you.
Let's hear
It's
it.
not fixed, don't broke it. Or if it's not broke, don't fix it.
But
no,
it is paying homage to our
Yeah, I mean,
Become-
you know
become
what?
a
That
free
that
nation.
would be like saying, you know what? You're right. And along with that, we're going to change the colors of the flag. We're going to change the way the flag looks. Let's just change the name. We're not the United States of America anymore.
Well,
There's two totally no. That's two totally different arguments.
It is not
The
two
garment
totally-
industry and the music industry are two totally different places. You don't drive down the street on your radio station that you're listening to and they fucking play Mozart. You know what I'm saying?
Some channels do.
But-
Some stations do.
But
Sure, the Mozart station does,
the
but you're not
flag-
listening to that.
The
Nobody
flag,
is.
The flag has been changed through the years.
Yeah, as things have been added. Yes.
Yeah, but see, the
States?
United
The
States
states get added.
States states got
That's the
stolen.
only reason that we haven't added any more states, because 51 stars would look fucking stupid.
Well,
How are you going
and
to get
that's the thing.
51 on there?
We have these American territories like Puerto Rico that they are actually able to vote for
Well,
president,
they have a Congress person too.
and yet they're not called a state. So they're
Because
just a
50
territory.
because 50 nobody wants to change the fucking flag.
It's
Nobody
perfect
wants
the way
to
it is.
Nobody wants to have 51 stars on that motherfucker. It mathematically it wouldn't look right with 51.
No, so here's what they would have to do. They would have to delete one of the lines for the original colony, so there would only be 12.
Why not
Okay.
make Alabama a territory and just
turn Puerto Rico into a state.
So if that was the case, there would be one star, and then all the other stars would be on it, and that would represent all of the family members that is on the cute cousin. Like,
hey, look, we got off the subject, but what do you think about Mr. Kaepernick?
oh, I think that I think you should be able, as we've said, to do and say pretty much whatever you want. I don't fault him for doing it, but he needs to be able to receive the criticism. The bottom line is he was the wrong person to make I guess what he said is he was trying to bring awareness That's fine. He's not the person that needs to bring awareness. Colin Kaepernick isn't a big enough household name to be able to pull that stunt off. It's probably going to ruin his career.
But anybody that is,
I don't know who the fuck that is.
But well, that's because you don't watch any other team than the one that you watch. You didn't even watch this. You didn't watch the Super Bowl 3 years ago.
I probably did, but I have trouble remembering that far back.
That's okay.
But being that I'm 32,
anybody that is famous enough to do something like that wouldn't
do it.
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, and he's like, saying that the U.S. oppresses people of color, and while that's all well and good, I think right now that's not really what the sentiment is. The sentiment is that law enforcement oppresses. I don't think people are like, well, the entire U.S. is oppressing people of color. I think he missed that point too, where he could have just said, well, I'm not going to stand up for a country that believes in police brutality against, you know what I mean? I don't know. He could have given it more. He could have given a better. When you do something that outlandish, I think you deserve, or you almost have to elaborate thoroughly. You need to go in and say specifics, not
like
just
maybe even prior to doing it.
Right.
Like, hey, by the way,
I ain't fucking standing up.
I'm not standing tonight. This is why I'm going to. I think that would have been better. What color are his parents?
Well,
they're white.
But
and I'm not racist, and you know this. I'm not a racist person, but to me, doing something like this is only going to add fuel to the fire to what is already happening. That statement had no class to it whatsoever, and that's the problem.
He's gonna get cut. He's going to get cut. The San Francisco 49ers are going to have to separate themselves from that scrutiny. People are going to be throwing shit at him.
Oh, yeah, I remember the guy. Colin Kaepernick, right?
Yes.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
Do
you know what college he went to?
He was a backup quarterback for a while, wasn't he? And then
yeah, he was back up to Alex Smith, and then you know who he played his first fucking game and destroyed? The Bears.
Oh.
Yeah. That was his.
You had to bring that up, huh?
Yeah, he fucked us up bad.
Bears.
He was fucking unstoppable. He did that to the Packers too, but I believe he went to the University of Nevada.
Yes, that is correct.
Yes.
I knew the colors. I could not think of the actual.
And he was pretty boss there too. But regardless of all that, the only flaw I saw in the whole thing is if you were choosing to do it, have a valid reason. People that burn the flag and that kind of shit typically are like, I mean, they printed like pamphlets and shit at their organized burning to say this is exactly why we're doing this. It's not just, well, I'm upset, and I think the only way that I can do this is to sit down on national television and make an idiot out of myself. It's his right. But, like you said, Strizzy, motherfucker, when you light that fire and you don't have the extinguisher nearby and you got a lot of dry grass around the area, shit's going up in flames, my friend.
You're going to burn.
Yes. You're
going to burn.
Yes, you're going to burn.
Crap a neck.
I'm amazed at this the one thing I want to point out about this entire thing is that Strizzy brought up a story.
Hey, wait
like a mainstream story that took place.
Oh, yeah,
Strizzy brought it up.
The non-TV radio listening.
How'd you find out about
media guy?
Well, here's the deal. Someone told me about it.
And so you had to dig into it a little bit.
No.
Was it a fan of the show? Was this somebody that?
No, I actually happened to, while I was playing around with our page and that this weekend, I happened to see a few things on the old FB, and I started reading on it. I looked at it. I saw a bunch of memes, which, by the way, were hilarious.
Oh, memes are awesome.
And I don't know. I read some comments, and I added some of my own, not under my name, but
under Strizzy and the Judge.
And so yeah, I just
love it.
That's how I got. So what I'm realizing is that I can get all the news that I need. And I can do anything that I want to do through Facebook.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to do from now on. I am only going to talk about things on Facebook and talk about things that I learned from Facebook.
That's really, if you watch the regular news, you will see Twitter polls. You will see comments from people, from viewers on Facebook. They will broadcast these as part of the story. This is the world that we live in.
So why doesn't more people do this? Why don't more people live vicariously through Facebook?
I don't know. They're missing the boat. The thing is
I think more do than you think.
I don't think so.
We're seeing the censored version here in the United States.
I think what's happening
it's
is
censored.
that you're not. You know what's funny is he misses so much. It's like
it's censored.
Facebook's
censored in the United States.
Do you realize that he's clearly being a smartass at that point? Have you not picked up after how long have we been doing this? Like half a year?
Well, we've been doing it on here for a half a year, but I've been doing this for my whole life.
And
I've been doing this my whole life.
Did you think he was serious right there?
Of course. That's why I said it's censored in the United States. Of course.
It's a conspiracy, man.
Right.
It's all Justin Timberlake, man.
Yeah.
Because he was in the movie, which guaranteed he's never seen.
At this point, I'm just going to turn and
just turn away.
Yeah.
Stare at the fan. I have no idea what movie you're talking about.
It got hot in here, too, by the way.
So take off all your clothes.
It'll cool back down.
No, it won't.
No, it's in there. The air is in there. He told me a few weeks ago. It's there.
I'm surprised it's back on.
It's just not on yet.
Yeah, let's point that out. You were wrong.
I was wrong. 100%.
On air, you stated that it will not be on again until what did you say?
June.
June.
Then he said, "Did you call me a June?"
Right. So we actually have Judge being wrong.
This is monumental.
You turn the volume up. You turn your ringtone down in it.
Judge being wrong.
That was a little delayed, but I'll take it.
Hey, if we've been doing this for half a year and that's the first time, and it won't be the last.
Definitely won't be the last.
Whatever.
So what else do you have?
That was one of them. That one. I thought. We can always go to the old news feed. See what's trending.
What do you think, Southside?
Oh, I brought up my subject. We touched on it briefly.
All right.
I'm happy with. with our fans or your fans. I'm just a guy here.
Oh, here it is, man.
Wait.
Defining the difference between bigotry and racism.
And maybe, just maybe, one person that will listen to the show, one of the 100 that listen to one of our other shows.
Yes.
By the way, thank you, fans. 102 views on one of these. Excellent. We want more. We thank you for that.
We need 100 times that.
Yes, but maybe one of you that watched the uncensored or the censored version will come on here and we'll talk about bigotry maybe Colin Kaepernick, racism. Maybe you'll just
Freedom of speech.
no. I don't really want to hear about that.
I want somebody that's like easily offended by things.
That's going to be very hard to come
Like
by.
someone that would get mad when you said you like flowers.
No, I
Somebody
mean,
that would be
no,
offended?
just anybody. Well, anybody that's offended by something that we've discussed, so we can hash it out mano y mano. Well, actually, it'd be 3-on-1, and we'd.
Tremano.
You never know. One of us might side.
Tremano.
You never know. One of us might side with the person that decides. That
We
they
could
got
jump
the guts,
ship.
The guts to come up here and try and hang in here.
Well, if there's any dissent from the group, I'm gonna be the one.
You
'Cause
do
I-
180s a lot.
I don't trust either one of you, as far as I can throw you.
Been working out.
That's probably a good choice.
See,
And that's one
We've
of the
already-
things in life that we must ponder upon. Our choices. What we choose to do. Where we choose to go. What burgers we choose to eat.
what the
White Castle.
White Castle?
But yeah, I want to know where were you going with that?
Hey man, I'm senile, man. I don't know where
He's
I
all
was going.
he's all fucked up
I
on
don't know
some.
where I was going.
Hey.
I've been going all day long, man.
Here's this. You want to talk about this story?
Well,
Somebody put in
what
a
is
good
it?
somebody put in a good effort to probably make this like legitimate. They probably had an introduction, a thesis statement, a body and a conclusion. But I thought this would be something that we could probably go over, just the three of us. The headline is 9 ways to make air travel easier. Who in this room has flown in the last year?
I haven't flown in the last year.
I have.
You might
It's been a while
might
since
not know shit then
I haven't flown in a while.
about how
Yeah.
fucking ridiculous it is getting.
Yeah, I haven't flown in, 4 or 5 years.
So maybe we can come up with some ways to make air travel easier. Do you have any off the top of your head? Because I have one.
Well, let's hear it.
Well, for starters, they can like stop frisking fucking 90-year-old people.
I don't think they should frisk anybody. Just let anybody bring whatever weapon you want on the plane with you. I think that's...
I agree with that. You have the right to bear arms.
I mean, think about it. If everybody on the
You-
plane
you-
is armed,
you
they're
can
all
s-
going to be scared to death of each other, and nobody's going to do shit,
Well,
you know?
guns. I don't think you want to be shooting a gun in an airplane. Even a Terry would know that. Because if you're 30,000 feet and you puncture the fucking plane, you're all gonna die.
Right.
Everyone in there,
That's
including
right.
you.
That's right. So
They
they're-
do let you check. You can bring your weapon with you, and you can check it.
Yeah, but I think it has to be like disassembled and
unloaded. and all that.
all
Doesn't
that.
matter. You can bring it.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna use it anyway. I just saw that story and thought immediately of the video, the Homeland Security training video that Key and Peele came out with. You don't remember?
I don't remember.
Well,
Where he says at the end, it says, "If a Terry comes all up in here, what do you do?" And then Drax.
well,
Smiles.
I'll show my age and talk about a Twilight Zone episode. William Shatner was on a plane. He had just gotten released.
Oh, I thought you were
from
talking about the movie where John Lithgow
No.
does that scene. But
No.
okay, even older than that, the original. Okay.
No, yeah, this is way back, black and white,
Mhm,
Twilight Zone. He's just been released from a mental hospital from having a mental breakdown, and he's on his way home. And he's sitting in this plane, and it's terrible weather out there, and they're going through these rain clouds, and he sees a gremlin out on the wing of the plane, and keeps telling everybody, "There's something on the wing. There's something out there." Nobody believes him because every time they look out the window, That's right. Every time they look out the window, they don't see him.
What?
Well, she's getting her 2 cents worth.
What?
But anyway, he had a gun on him. And he finally pulled the gun and actually shot through the window at the gremlin. And it almost sucked them right out of the plane. And everybody almost got sucked out of the plane.
Which is exactly what would happen.
But I don't know. I don't know if anybody has seen a gremlin on a plane since then.
I've seen a snake on a plane.
Yeah, on the wing, and it turns out that there really was a gremlin because it was tearing the motor up. And when the plane landed, they had the guy in a straitjacket on a stretcher, pulling him away. And then they showed the picture of the wing, and it was all torn up from the gremlin. And
I have one that's really serious right now. 100%. You know that little fucking thing that tells you if your bag doesn't fit in this, you can't bring it on the plane? I don't know that they have those anymore, because what people fucking have you? I mean, I don't know what it is. I remember back a few years ago, people didn't get to fucking bring shit like that on the fucking thing. They make you check it right there. Is that your carry-on? Yeah. No, that's too big. You got to check it. What happened is the airlines decided, why don't we raise ticket prices by 35% and charge money for every bag that somebody checks too? And not just 10 or $15. Let's charge $70. So this way, everybody stuffs as much as they can into one medium-sized fucking thing that's clearly not a carry-on, and they fucking carry it on. And they spend countless amounts of moments of everyone else's lives on that plane, and multiply that by 300 fucking people on that cocksucker, and it takes forever to fucking get on and get off of that mother. I cannot stand sitting there waiting for out. And you know what's great?
That's the worst part of
but
flying,
you know,
getting on and getting off the plane. That's
what I find comforting is that I get to fucking stare at every one of them because they're in front of me. And I'm sitting there yeah, hurry up. Take your fucking giant bag out of the fucking shit, stupid. And if you're not strong enough, ask somebody bigger than you to get it for you. If I was a flight attendant, I'd fucking elbow people. I'd be walking by after I saw this big fucking pink bag, and I'd be walking by and I'd go, Foomp. Oh, sorry. I'm very sorry, ma'am. I'm very sorry.
Yeah. I'd be the kind of
you're
person.
You're getting a fucking elbow in the back of the skull, you bitch.
I'd be the kind of person that would bring my size-wise legal carry-on bag with 200 pounds of weights in it, and then have the stewardess have to help me put it up, on top.
I just thought of a solution.
Weighs so much that it falls through onto the passenger, clunk, and hitting them.
I have a solution. If you try and bring in a bag that's too big, then you have to ride in the overhead compartment, and the bag gets to fucking take your seat.
I think how we could speed things up would be to just only allow white males to fly. No females, no people of color. Just white males are the only people that are going to be allowed to fly.
And still allow
what's the
alcohol,
point of that?
And still allow alcohol?
Yeah, I mean,
what's the point in that?
Basically just to, push the envelope a little bit. I just kind of wanted to throw that out there.
You just wanted to be a bigot?
Is that bigot or racist?
No, that's bigot.
That's bigot.
He exclusively targeted women and children.
But I'll tell you what, if I'm sitting in an airplane.
He said white men only, which means
if I'm
everybody of the race, women and children.
If I'm sitting on the plane, squashed in there with a bunch of white guys, and who knows, maybe a few of them didn't take a shower, that morning stinking like to high heaven. A couple of them got pizza face real bad. When they eat, they spill food all over by me. Does it really matter if it's a white guy?
Well,
what are you talking about?
You wouldn't be able to smell it. We've already established
Yeah.
that.
Well, yeah.
So that
I'm
wouldn't
just
matter.
saying, I'm just saying.
I was
you know,
basically just trying to target everybody that's not myself and just say, don't let anybody else. Because I know when I go, I get on and I want to get off. I don't want to, play around.
Bingo, you got it right there.
Yeah.
You charter your own plane.
Well,
That's the quickest way.
if we all worked together with this one, it'd be the same thing as driving on the road. If we all just realized that we aren't the only human being on that plane or in our car on the road, I think 50% of the aggravation would probably drop 50%.
I have to agree with that because there's this particular drinking establishment that I go into, and I do it on purpose. And I do it on purpose now. I didn't before, but I would go, hey, can I get something to drink? And the bartender would say, have you noticed that there's other people in here, that you're not the only customer here? I'm like, no.
Hey, give me
After
now.
a while, I learned, that I wasn't the only customer in there. So now things are a little easier. On the bartender.
And here's actually a even better idea, and maybe this will be the best solution. I think that you should be required to show up to the airport an extra hour early from what you're already supposed to arrive, and watch an hour-long video on proper entering and exiting of an aircraft, how to behave, how to, if you have children or anything like that. I think you should be forced on every flight to watch this video prior to getting on. And when you get off at your destination, you should be required to then watch a 15-minute video and take a small little quiz on how your experience was.
And if you fail, you don't ever get to fly. You're on the no-fly list.
No. You get put back on that plane and get taken back to where you started.
Oh, yeah.
And you have to do it all over again
like that.
until you get it right.
Yeah, that's better. Yeah.
Well, maybe they could send the video to your house because people book flights in advance. Now, I can see, ones that are trying to take a red eye over to Vegas to gamble. That's one thing. But usually those planes aren't very crowded anyway. But say, for instance, you booked online, get your ticket. Your tickets are all electronic and everything. That air company should send you that DVD, and you should watch it at home. And then when you get there,
nobody's gonna watch it when they send it to you at home, though.
But that's the thing. When you get there, they ask you, "Did you watch the DVD?"
And you're gonna say yes, and then no. I like once you're in and you're locked into that security. You can't, there's no escape. There's only one way out of that motherfucker, and that's on that plane. So while you're sitting there, they force you. There shouldn't be CNN. It should just be nothing but reminders. Those airports should be full of them. The airplane should be full of them.
And not the ding, ding.
Yeah.
Not that. Like,
don't leave your bag unattended.
Yeah.
Or
everyone knows that now, fuckhole. You've only been saying it for a decade.
Yeah, or before you fly, when the stewardess is up there with the oxygen mask, it says, this drops down. And you look up there, and it says, there's an oxygen mask here that'll drop down if something happens.
Right.
So, it's like...
And they make sure to let you know you can't smoke on it. So they're just repeating the things that they've been doing forever.
Yeah, I think
that's outside the box. I like that.
I think what they should also do is have somebody doing the things that you're not supposed to do and show you what'll happen if you do it. So you should sit down and they should go, okay, no smoking on the plane because this is what it's going to be like, and have some, Marge Shot, some old crotchety woman just puffing away and blowing it in your face.
That's so funny because it reminds me of this Andrew Dice Clay bit that he did. And he said, when I fly, the first thing I do when I get on the plane, I light up. He says, we're in a fucking tube. Are you going to kick me out 10,000 feet in the air? You know?
Well, that joke is played out now
But I
because
mean,
what
it's
they'll
just-
do
but
is
it's what
they'll
he's
land and 2 marshals will come on board and they'll beat the shit out of you, arrest you, and you will go to federal prison
Hey, what the
and
hell?
play
It might
ping
be
pong
fun.
with Martha Stewart.
It
But
might be fun.
I don't believe that would happen, and I'm
Oh, you're
actually
getting-
willing to try it.
you will get fucked up.
Federal
if you
prison
smoke.
for smoking on a plane. I'm trying it.
You know,
Folks, do this. Do me a favor. Get on the page. Comment if you want to see me get on a plane and light up a cigarette.
Well, and here's that thing, too. They show these disgusting burger commercials and alcohol commercials and all this stuff. And when you get on a plane, you can eat a disgusting cheeseburger and chips and get that shit all over the place. And you can get shit-faced drunk on the plane, but you can't light up a smoke. But it's okay to get shit-faced drunk. They will serve you until you can't stand up.
And do you
And
know
I'm-
by experience?
Yes, I do.
no, they'll cut you off. They'll cut you off.
You got to be pretty. You got to be
Ye-
pretty bad
they-
to get cut off.
I actually will admit and that I can attest and witness that person right there
Not
got cut off
I
on a
didn't
plane.
I didn't get cut off.
Yes, he did.
The only reason I got cut off was because it was close to landing time.
No.
Oh yeah.
See how this works? His first statement was, "I ain't never been cut off. I ain't get cut off." And then his second
I
is,
wasn't really-
"Well, the only
It was
reason I got
for
cut off."
technical reasons.
Yeah,
It
no,
was technical.
I
reasons.
wasn't cut off.
It was technical only.
I wasn't cut off. Shit, I got 2 fucking bottles of wine at the same time you got cut off so that I can fucking give you one.
Hey,
So don't tell me.
wait a minute. How
Okay,
fun would
well,
this
there,
be?
I'm telling you, see, they'll let you get shit-faced drunk.
Let's each buy a ticket to Vegas somewhere, and let's take on some audio video equipment, okay?
Yeah, we could record the whole time.
And let's record one of you just getting, I mean, fighting mad. Just like, I mean, and just see what happens. Like, I want to do this. I'll even pay for the tickets.
No.
Yes.
No, the fans need to pay for the tickets.
No.
Yes. If they want to see this shit.
No.
And we'll fucking do it. I shit you not.
No.
Dude, let's do a fundraiser.
Listen.
Why would we spend our hard-earned
I'll
$0?
pay for the tickets. I want them to chip in for the bail money.
Okay.
Because that's going to be way more than the tickets.
Yeah. Man,
Who wants to see us do this?
we could start doing shit like that. That could be the show. These little social experiments.
I could use a vacation.
We could do exactly what we could put 200 pounds worth of weights in a
carry-on bag.
Now, granted, it's gonna be searched, and they're gonna go, "What the fuck?" Well, I like to work out.
I'm going to the gym.
I don't fucking go anywhere without my weights.
I'm going to the gym.
I'm
yeah.
fucking jacked and tan,
Yeah.
bitch.
I'll probably break them out during the flight.
Do you see a sign that says I can't have them? Because I fucking don't.
Sir, you have to check this bag. I got an extra ticket. These are sitting next to me.
Yep.
I bought this ticket for my bag.
In case I need to fucking pump iron. In case my muscles end up not getting pumped, I got to be sure that they can be.
That is... we need to do this.
Yeah.
We need to do this. But
And then
the
I
things
volunteer.
like that.
I volunteer to be the one that gets all drunk and obnoxious and gets cut off because that's exactly what'll happen.
well, let's see. I don't work out. I don't drink. What is my job going to be?
Well, you don't smoke either, so I ain't doing that because
You'll be the one that'll have to hold on to the recording device or whatever.
I'm the one
No,
that'll
there's
end up
plenty.
getting... I'll have electronics
can-
on me, and they're going to end up getting me for
No.
some terrorism thing.
You can elbow motherfuckers in the head that bring on those stupid carry-ons on your way to the bathroom. And you know what? Oh shit!
Just talk a bunch
dude,
of
we
shit.
could eat a bunch of food and give you laxative. And you can be like, I don't care that the seatbelt fucking thing is on. I got to shit now. You know?
Give him Ipecac instead.
And
so
then
he
when
pukes.
and you can
throw up.
wear a diaper or something really tight to keep it in, but
I need that airbag now. Give me that. Give me that airbag.
I fucking told you.
I need that.
I shit my pants.
I need the puke bag. I need the puke bag.
Shit. Yeah, just shit your pants.
Shitting and throwing up.
What would they do to somebody that was shitting and puking on themselves?
What would you do,
we'd
man?
have to definitely all three be sitting at different places. Because if we were all together and all these shenanigans keep going, dude, they're gonna fucking take that plane and land. Where, like, let's say we were over Kansas City at that point on the way to Vegas. They're fucking landing in Kansas City and kicking us off, dude. In straitjackets, they're putting us in jail.
Maybe that's the thing. Maybe we should not necessarily just pick one thing for each of us to do, but maybe we should try to get kicked off a plane. Not in a way that would get us arrested, but maybe we should try to get kicked off of an aircraft.
I don't think anything we've talked about is any worse than some shit I've witnessed by fucking regular old assholes on the plane.
How are they going to arrest you for shit in your pants? I mean, seriously, come on. You had an accident. It was like, I'm going to sue the air company for the food they gave me that made me shit my pants, you know?
And not letting me get up.
And with bad mayonnaise in it or something, you know?
Sir, you're going to have to sit down. Well, okay, I'm going to shit myself.
And I got to puke, too. And believe me, it's coming.
You can pour it in like Dumb and Dumber.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, man.
Well, I think we should get the fans to comment on that idea, or maybe give us some other ideas of things that we could do to make flight a little more interesting. Maybe not even easier,
yeah,
but maybe more interesting. So who out there has an idea?
Dude,
comment.
We could do a bit. We could just go on there and do a fucking live show.
I like it.
We could just do a bit and entertain the entire. Say, ma'am, could you come here? Could you hook this into the live feed so that everyone on this plane can listen to our bullshit?
Yeah, and we'll give them one of our T-shirts.
Oh yeah.
We'll give the stewardess or whatever you call her. We'll give her one of our T-shirts to say this is who we are. I'm sure you're a fan already anyway, and you've been listening. But we would like to make this flight a little more appealing to everybody by giving them what they want. And let us do a show.
Fucking Adam Sandler did it.
Yeah, with Billy Idol's guitar.
Yeah.
Is that on Wedding Singer?
Oh, you actually watched that, did you?
Yeah. Can you believe that? I'm on a roll.
I mean,
actually,
you seem to have seen a lot of the Paramount pictures from the 90s, early 2000s. Generally, like, Saturday Night Live actors or actresses.
I've seen a few movies.
You have those down.
I've seen a few movies. Anything probably 95 or post 2001, probably never heard of it, including most music.
I'm a fan of the spaghetti westerns myself.
I don't even know what that is.
You don't even need to hear it. You don't.
I like that. I love that whatever that is. Yeah, I love that. I want that.
Those are from the spaghetti westerns.
Can you do that on that thing right there? Can you make that?
I can't probably come up with
If you ever fucking got some soundboards, you'd have that. You didn't even need to whistle it. It would have just been, I like the spaghetti westerns. Boop. Yeah. And then it's playing.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're the spaghetti westerns because they were filmed in like Italy or some shit. It was like 3, 4 of them.
There was 3 of them.
Clint Eastwood movies, westerns, if you will.
I hate Clint Eastwood.
We already went over.
I know.
This.
I'm still.
Well,
I'm bigoted.
Has anything added to that hatred? Because I'd be interested in hearing that.
How long does it take?
Oh, yeah. See, that screws it all up right there. Screws the whole goddamn thing up. The commercialism.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, you know how, like, in basketball or something, they have that music you come out to or in fighting, you know, and it's to help jack you up.
Yeah.
I want to come out to that in this room every single time. I love that thing. That is my favorite.
This is my favorite. I wonder if you've seen this movie.
PC load letter? What the fuck does that mean?
I don't think so.
It's Office Space, man.
Oh.
No, I have not seen that.
What about this? What about this one?
Gator needs a scat, you punk ass bitch.
Is that Jack Black?
No, that was Will Ferrell and the other guys.
I didn't really hear it very well.
See, you should get this app because then you can do things like this.
Go Bears!
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And if this was actually hooked up in there, you'd hear that a lot better. But, yeah, there's that.
Yeah.
Well, it's time to end.
We're getting booted out of the studio.
No, it's just, you know, we're at our usual, you know, time average, and you know, we want to leave some stuff for future shows. You know, we don't want to run out of ideas. 'Cause I think
I got my word.
And it's time for the word. Right?
Oh man,
Yeah, that's
the
easy.
word. Oh, it's easy.
It
Fuck
better
yeah.
not be Ellen.
No, it's not. We didn't.
I got a word.
I got one.
Do you got a word?
He's fucking terrible
No,
at
I'm
this.
He even started to say, I'm terrible. Okay, I guess we'll count it down.
And a 3, and a 2, and a 1.
Bigotry.
Yes.
Oh yeah, there we go.
It wasn't
you guys.
exactly the same.
It was close
the
enough.
same.
But thank you
It's
guys.
the
Join us next week.
Fuck you.
Subscribe, enjoy. You won't regret it.
Share it.
Share it.
Share.
Comment.
Comment,
Definitely
please.
comment.
Please.
we've asked-
I'm begging you to comment something.
We've got some
Even if
stuff
it
to
just says
comment tonight.
balls.
Yeah. I mean,
An emoji of a ball.
2 of the 3 people in this room really enjoy balls.
Yeah, you two.